Hey there, Black Fam, once again, and this is just an off-the-cuff video that I thought of doing so that in case I forget the technique that I'm actually working on right now, I can always look back on it and be refreshed. So here's a bit of a background to it. Okay, whenever you listen to a bit of reggae, I mean, there's just so much good quality in the rhythms, There are extremely talented reggae drummers out there, and when you listen to them play, it's just sheer magic on the hi-hat here. And sometimes it would give me the impression that the guy was probably playing with two hands, but when you take a closer look, the guy's playing with one hand only. And man, just left me baffled. Of course, playing like this, straight eighth notes or whatnot, or the rest, it'll get you far, but not far enough. Uh, it's okay for when you're just starting out, but later on you're gonna find that you need to, add a little bit more dynamics into your playing, to kind of differentiate it from a human being playing and just some drum machine programmed on a computer or something like that. Yes. So there was this song that I was trying to play by some band. It's actually the only song of theirs that I know. Les Totem Zion Ragabam. Yeah, something like that. So I got to this part. The song actually implemented steppers reggae beat. I'm sure a lot of you experienced drummers out there will know about that. Steppers reggae beat, and when I got to the part where you're playing those eighth notes on the hi-hat, I discovered that I was developing a lot of pain around this region because I was using my wrists entirely, to generate that fast movement, and it's not efficient in the long run. I mean, you can end up injuring yourself. So I went online and I picked up this technique. They call it Mola technique. Yeah, so something like this. Yeah, so it kind of helps to generate those really fast movements and adds in a bit of dynamics and grace into your playing. So this is what I'm working on right now, along with the steppers reggae bit. Yeah. So there's something else that I do when I'm trying to figure out what the drummer that played a song, well, nearly lost my words there, did. You know, when you listen to a song at full speed, sometimes, let's say there's this really fast drum groove or part. I mean, at full speed, it just sounds like, and if you're trying to figure out the beat, that's no help. I mean, how are you going to transcribe? It just makes no sense at all. So something that I like to do, I don't know if I learned this somewhere, but I just tried it one time and it's working for me. When something is too fast for me to figure out at normal speed, I like to slow it down. If you have YouTube or you can do this from YouTube or even on VOC player, you can just slow down the speed. You can slow it down to half, 75% of the original speed, and I find that when I do that, I'm able to pay more attention to those parts that I'm trying to figure out, and it's just easier that way. And then once I'm able to play it at slow speed, I bring it up once again to normal speed. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing that with the song that I mentioned earlier. As I'm practicing three things actually. Or is it two things? The steppers beat and the molar technique on the hi-hat. Alright. One more thing. It's also a good idea to learn a song in stages. So you could start with getting the main groove down, and then once you've gotten that under control, you can move on to the fills, adding the chorus, Yes. So in this groove that I'll be discussing, I'm first starting by getting the main groove, which is of course the steppers beat, and then afterwards I can then start to add in these intricacies, these embellishments, these showmanship, kuamnik, all those fancy schmancy things that the drummer did in the original track. Because one pitfall is that when you start with what is complicated, or rather what is difficult, it is going to sort of discourage you, and it might keep you from attaining what you wanted to achieve. But if you start with something small, something manageable, and then build it up like that, it will culminate into something big. You're going to get down the whole track just like that. So build it up in stages and develop it as it comes along. Don't try to take it all in at once. Like I once heard somebody say, "How do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time." So take it one bite at a time. Don't rush through it. Get one stage done, and then carry on to the next stage. That's how it is. Oh yeah, another thing I'm noticing is the steppers beat. It's a driving beat, so I don't know, all your limbs have to be in harmony in order to feel the beat and stay in tune. So like your hand is doing this wavy motion like so, and then your bass drum foot is boom 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 boom, and your left hand is doing whatever it's doing on the snare and like that. So let's go. Oh, disclaimer, I'm not left-handed. This is just a reflection in the camera. So this is a song being played at 50% of the original speed. For those of you on Android, you can download an app called Music Speed Changer. It will allow you to do the same thing that VLC and YouTube can do, as I mentioned earlier. And now for the last part, the song is going to be played at 80% of the original speed. So let's dive in. One final note: when you are learning a technique or a pattern, it's always a good idea to look for a song that implements what you have learned. Not only is that going to reinforce what you just learned, but it also acts as further motivation to go through with it, to learn it. Yeah. So sometimes when I'm learning something, a technique, it always clicks in my mind. I'll be like, haven't I heard this pattern before somewhere? Like that. And I'll go to that song and play it. Yeah, drummers are very good ears. So look for a song that contains the pattern or beat that you're learning and practice with it, groove with it.